will go into the details of what round-trip timing is. Round-trip timing is sending a modulated data packet, represented by the box in blue, from the initiator to the reflector. So the top line in the figure on the left is the initiator, and the bottom line is the reflector. And as that signal propagates in space, there's a little time gap, which is noted by that figure called time of flight, TOF. Right, there's a propagation delay there. And the bits in that sequence are cryptographically random. They are generated from a deterministic random number generator based on the NIST standards. So they are known a priori by the initiator or the reflector, but only would be known to somebody with the key material. That means that if somebody was trying to manipulate this, they either have to have the key material, which every security system assumes that they don't have the key material, or they need to make an observation and detect that symbol in order to try to manipulate it. And then the reflector is shown in the green boxes, also from the same random number generator, sends a modulated data packet back to the reflector. And the initiator and the reflector are both capable of measuring the time of departure of their packets, as well as the time of arrival. And we'll show that the time of arrival can be measured to about 10 nanoseconds with a good SNR. And then this slide here wants to show what this looks like in practice. So the figure on the left, the top left has the phase trajectory of a modulated data. This is a GFSK Gaussian frequency shift keying modulated data. So it's the thing that looks a little bit like a mountain peak. That is a simulated MATLAB data, and then the bottom is the frequency domain of the same signal. And the frequency domain is what contains the symbols. The phase domain is what a detector can detect. Right? And then the detector has to differentiate to get the frequency. And the chart on the right is the exact same thing, but with physical hardware. So it's just to show that the physical hardware is also quite clean. Right, it has a very good measuring capability. The two waveforms match. And the kind of important parts here is that the RTD packets are time-varying signals. They're not known by the attacker a priori. The receiver can estimate the time of arrival very accurately by looking at the characteristics of the symbol, so seeing exactly where the phase reversals are, seeing exactly where the 0 points are, so on and so forth. And yeah, to answer your question, this can be done in hardware. And the receiver can also do things like looking for distortions. So the reason I show that these signals measured on a cable are very, very clean is if an attacker wants to attack this, they have to guess what the symbol is, or potentially guessing wrong. And then they have to try to manipulate the phase curve. And every time they guess wrong, they're going to create a wobble in the space or some kind of distortion in the space. And the security principles of channel sounding is that those distortions are detectable.